Hi gamers and YouTubers, I'm back and today is another pickup video, and today's pickup video is it's not a huge pickup video, to be perfectly honest. I picked up quite a few items that were not cheap, let's say, and so that's reflected in the number of items I've got. So it's about quality, I suppose, as opposed to quantity today. But first of all, let's start off with some of the cheaper games I picked up. And first of all, it was a DS game, a Power Ranger game, Super Legends. I picked that up for about, I think it's about £2 from Cash Converters, all box to complete. Excuse me. I tend to pick up more Power Ranger games if they're cheap enough, really, when I see them. My daughter's a big fan of Power Rangers, and we picked up some figures for her of the older figures, which were, I think they were a bit bigger. I think they were about 6.5 inches or 6 inches or something, whereas the newer Power Rangers figures, which we also bought a one-off, apart from being very expensive, they're also a lot smaller. I think they're about 5 inches, so for some reason they made them smaller, so don't know why. But there's probably some Power Rangers fans out there will understand that and know why, but I think I prefer them when they were a little bit bigger, because I think they're a bit more tougher and stronger for her to play with. But anyway, moving back to games, I have another Wii game. It was only £1. It's made by Deep Silver, and it looks quite a good eclectic sports title. You can also get this on the other consoles like Xbox Kinect and also the PS3 Move, I think. But they're a bit more pricey in this copy. But I got this for £1. The reviews seem to be okay on it, so it's not a bad game for £1 for a Wii collection. This other game is a PC game. I don't have too many PC games. I haven't got a PC anymore, so I tend to only have, collect Mac games more than anything else if I do get any games for that computer. But on occasion it was only available on PC, I might pick up a few, especially if they're cheap. And this game, it's a bit of an MMO. I think you can only play it online anyway, so with discs is a bit redundant, really. But it's nice to have it in the collection all the same. I think it was about £2. It comes with 2 discs and a manual and everything else. And it's supposed to be a really good MMO, actually. Not that I play any of them. And so this is The Age of Conan, Hyborian Adventures. Yeah. I do like the old Conan movies, but more so the comic books are actually quite good from the. My brother Jason, he was always a big fan of Conan's when he was growing up, and when he was on holiday in Spain, he would, for some reason, he'll come across in the shops Conan comic books and graphic novels and stuff like that sort of thing, and most of them, some of them in English and some of them in Spanish. And he would buy them even if they were Spanish and sort of guess what it was, what was going on. But he was really into the artwork more than anything else, really. And the artwork on the Conan comic books were quite good. Anyway, next game is an Xbox 360 title. Again, I think you can only play this online unless they've changed it. There's no single player campaign. There's more of a multiplayer campaign on this, and so for that reason I probably won't play it much, because I'm more of a single player person, really. And but I wanted to have this for the 360 collection. It's also primarily came out on the Xbox One, but to be honest, I only got a couple of Xbox One games, Killing Instinct and the Halo Master Chief Collection, I think it is. So I haven't had a big reason to get an Xbox One just yet, but I'll probably wait until they bring out a super duper, either Halo Edition Xbox 360, Xbox One, or an Xbox One Slim or something. Okay, but that's Titanfall game, and that was about $7.95 in Cash Converters as well, so I thought it wasn't bad. Alright, these next 2 games, I went for the repo version, repo carts. The reason being that these 2 games are normally extremely expensive. This first one's playing in the background, and if you was to buy just a cart on your own, I think you'll probably be looking at about £80 to £100. And to get it boxed to complete, again, you're looking over £200, I would have said. So I've bought the repo box with the sort of a tray, and that costs about £10 altogether. And the cart itself I got from a Spanish trader who imports a lot of games from Hong Kong, and so this game and the next one, the games themselves were £26 for the repo cart, which I like, SNES carts. And so that's Sunset Riders. It's published by Konami, even though it's made by Palcom. Now, this game you can also get on the Mega Drive, and I've played an emulator version of it on the Mega Drive, and it's not as good as a SNES version. And it is actually a good fun game with quite a good soundtrack actually. So I highly recommend that. Now this other game, it's quite collectible. It's very expensive. Again, if you was to buy a cart by itself, you probably pay over £100. And if you buy it boxed and complete, you're probably looking well over £250 really. So again, I bought, like I said, the box and a tray for a tenner, and the cart itself for £26. Now, I played this on the Electron 5 using save states, and even with that, I couldn't get past the first stage. I totally suck. It is an extremely unforgiving and very difficult game, and so I'll probably go back to my SNES and my what's it called? My Game Genie. That's it, Game Genie, and cheat. Just so I can play the game, because it's just so difficult and unforgiving. I think it's worse than the original it was based on, which is Ghosts and Goblins. It was inspired by Ghosts and Goblins, and so you might have already guessed which game I'm referring to, and that is Demon's Crest. Yeah, very, very difficult, very, very unforgiving. This game is not only hard as balls, it's harder than diamond balls, I would say. And so, unless you've got some way of cheating or you're a genius at these sort of games, I would not necessarily recommend spending a lot of money on it, because if you're like me, you won't get very far. And so, if you do get it, you probably do need the old Game Genie to cheat a little bit and give you some extra help to get past the levels, because it's just so difficult. Okay, moving on to my next. Well, it's not a game anymore, it's an accessory, and this is my last item to show you today. And this item can be quite expensive depending on how you buy it. If you buy it loose, preferably working, you're probably looking about £50 to £100, I imagine. But if you was to buy it complete in a box, which is difficult, and I'll explain why it's difficult, you're looking a hell of a lot more money normally. The item is an accessory that came out of the NES. You might have already guessed what it is. It is the Rob the Robot, and Rob the Robot in the Western countries and USA, I think, got launched with as part of the deluxe set. So if you want it boxed, I think that's how you get it. You get part of a deluxe set. I'm not sure if it was released standalone. I don't think it was. In the East, in Japan, it wasn't. They didn't have a deluxe set. It was released as a separate peripheral, boxed, and that's what I've gone for. The Rob itself is identical to a Western one. They're both compatible with all the games and everything else. The only difference is the colour scheme of the robot itself, really. And so the Western model is quite collectible and sought after, and it's very expensive. The Japanese one is a lot cheaper by comparison, and it's easier to get a box one because it was released on a standalone peripheral, I would say. So I went for a box one, got a good deal. I say I got good. It would have been a good deal. I'll explain more. I bought it for £75, and I had to pay about £28 postage on top. So just over £103 in total, which for a boxed Rob the Robot, I thought it's a fair price. It's not bad. You might be able to get a cheaper deal somewhere, but I thought that was pretty good. Unfortunately, as usual, as you can imagine, anything from Japan, even if it's marked as a gift, it's sometimes no guarantee you won't get done by the old customs, and that's what happened in my case. I got a nice letter from Parcelforce saying that there was a custom charge of about £17, and they're going to charge an additional £13 for sending me a letter, basically. So that's like 30 odd quid on top of everything I already had to pay. So in total, this periphery cost me £133. Again, I guess in the scheme of things, it's not too bad, although it's crept up a lot from my original £75 just for the item itself. So basically, if you buy anything from Japan, especially, be warned, you can get screwed by import charges, no mind the expensive postage. Although if you buy things from China, it's dirt cheap, and I haven't touch wood been done by customers yet for anything from China. So I think if it comes from Japan, they think, oh right, it's bound to be expensive. Let's screw them for VAT and stuff. I don't know. I just don't know why it's like that and why it's so expensive. It makes no sense for the rules around postage, because it's, you know, you can travel, you know, an item can travel a hell of a lot further, but depending which country it goes, it affects, tell you how much it costs. So I don't know. Obviously the cost of living and prices in China are a lot cheaper, but still, it doesn't just stay in China, it comes in the Western countries and everything else, so I don't know. Anyway, so let's show you the family computer robot, and that's what it's called in Japan. It's not called Rob as such, it is called the family computer or Famicom robot. And here it is, all boxed. The box is in very good condition. The only thing that this came missing was like it's like a very flimsy I think it's like a plastic type moulding that goes around the figure to keep the figure in place. So I've just got some nice bubble wrap instead. That's missing that. And it's also missing the little sticker sheet that comes with like some sort of lenses or something to put over the lenses if it needs to darken them if the room's too bright or something. But that's the only two things that's missing. It came with the warranty, I think, or warranty sheet, and the instructions, all Japanese of course. And so let's show you Rob. Well, I say Rob, the new figure. Now this one, I think it's been modded, it's been improved, and when I show you, I think you'll see what I mean. So this one, original Rob the Robot only came with, or you only play it with Gyromite and Stack Up, and not too great at games really, and it's quite limiting what they could do. And I think if you think about it, the complexity of Gyromite was amazing. So I think Nintendo, being a toy maker, thought they can create a very clever toy, but I think it was too clever. If they made something that was a bit more simpler, that, I don't know, reacted in some way to what was going on in the game, whether it's, you know, does a little gesture or something, it may have been easier to make it more compatible with more games. But because it was so complex and complicated, with the need for additional, you know, accessories and peripherals, I think it was just too difficult to, you know, for third parties to make any other games for, really. So anyway, it's a shame really, but and I'm not really bothered about getting Gyromite and Stack Up, because I've seen the videos of those games and I don't think it's particularly good. And this is more for something just to go in a collection as opposed to actually play. I've put batteries in it, it does work. So this is the modified one, and this one does a third function, which is quite unique. What this one does is that if you've got any rubbish or anything, it will compact it. And here it is. This is a new modified Rob the Robot. Yep, the rubbish will go in there, it compacts, it even talks and speaks, and I think Disney had an involvement with it as well. Yeah, but if you didn't want the modified version, I guess you could just go back to the original Rob. So I'll put that one away and go back to the original. Oh, I'm joshing. Okay, it is remarkable though how much this thing is similar to Wall-E. Now obviously Wall-E came many years afterwards, and I don't know, I can't remember if they said so in the making of Wall-E, that, or they acknowledge that the design for Wall-E was somehow inspired perhaps from Rob the Robot, because the similarities in terms of the shape of the head and the arms, and it's, you know, it's quite a lot there really. So I don't know. So this is your father. I am your father, Wall-E. No Star Wars reference. Okay, my daughter's laughing in the background. Okay, so this is a Famicom the Robot, and like I said, it does work. When I first plugged it in and turned it on, that was at the bottom originally, and it rose all the way up to the top and turned to the right and turned back to the middle. And then when I turn it on and off again, all it will do is turn right, turn left. So once it's at the top, I don't think it can only come back down again. I guess if you use it with the actual one of the games. Anyway, I've taken the batteries out to stop the leakage. It's in extremely neat condition. It's all, like I said, it's fully working. A lot of these ones can discolour, but this hasn't. It's got the battery tray, and it's got the serial number which matches with the serial number that's on the paperwork. So if I get the paperwork out, so you put you down there, Rob, or Japanese Rob, maybe I should refer to you as. Okay, so here's the paperwork that comes with it. So I think this is a bit of a sort of a quick start warning guide, just to say where to position Rob, or anything else really. And also came with that is for the instructions. And on the back of the instructions there's like a quality control stamp, I think, and it's also got the actual sticker with a serial number which matches the serial number on the unit. And inside is, you know, obviously again it's some instructions, some artwork, and I think, you know, problem solving things and warnings and so forth which you get with most devices. Okay, so that's it. That's my Rob the Robot, all boxed and just near enough complete. It's got all the most important bits anyway. And so I hope you enjoyed that video. Until my next one, which will probably be a pickup. No, not a pickup video. I think I'll probably do a collection video. Okay. Until then, guys. Bye.